Aloha, salsa dance lovers! I'm Lisanna Gabriel, and today we're here on the beautiful island of Maui, here at the Canoe Hale, the canoe house, at Kanaha Beach Park. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about do's and don'ts when you're going out salsa dancing at a salsa club or salsa party. So it starts before you go out. Before you go, do take a shower. Put some deodorant on and brush your teeth. If you want to take it a step further, try to avoid the garlic and the onions. You don't want your partner passing out when you're dancing with them. So that's that. Bring a change of clothes or a shirt change if you get really sweaty. That's helpful, maybe a little towel, because you probably will get sweaty. So there's that. This is more for the girls, if you're wearing something that is distracting, like it's getting loose or you're getting all caught up in it. For example, I wouldn't want to dance in this. I'd get all caught up in it and it would be distracting from the dance. So make sure all of your clothes are gonna stay on and you won't have to worry about it or think about it when you're dancing. Also wearing the right shoes, no rubber soles that'll make your feet stick. Okay, so now you are at the club, and things to do or not do when you're at the club. One really important thing is being aware of your spacing. So if you're not dancing, you're gonna wanna not stand on the dance floor. Not stand where other people are dancing, get out of their way. And also try not to walk across the dance floor while a dance is going on. Things like that are really helpful. No dancing with a drink in your hand. And no drinks on a dance floor, because if they spill then the floor gets sticky and that's no fun. So we want to do that, and then when you're about to dance, find an empty spot where you can dance as opposed to jumping into somebody else's spot. That's a nice thing to remember also. So observe your spacing, and especially when a club is crowded, for example, you want to take small steps when you're dancing. So in general, you want to take small steps. If you're practicing, you're just learning the steps in class, maybe it's good to play around with how big your steps are and to emphasize the movements for your body. But especially when you're in a club, and especially when it's busy, you want to take small steps. And that also helps prevent collisions and then stepping on other people's feet. You want to try not to do that. Sometimes it happens. But another way to avoid doing that is staying on the balls of your feet as much as you can. We've got the heels, so if you're wearing heels, just know that if you're clumping down, you're taking big steps, you're more likely to hurt somebody, and we try to avoid that. So another thing about spacing, if you're wanting to practice moves or work on something that's not really part of the dance, you can go away from the dance floor. If it's like a balcony or stairs or another area, or outside, a little further away, that would be the more appropriate place to do that. Also, when you're social dancing, try to avoid coaching or teaching your dance partner. That would be more for a lesson. So, or when you're in class or when you're working on things outside of the club. But if you're just having a social dance, you want just to have a nice dance and not be talking really, and especially not be teaching or telling somebody that they're doing something wrong. A good thing to do is, if you can, be aware of your partner's ability and then go there so that it's a fun experience for everybody. If you're a leader and you're dancing with a less experienced follower, you're not, and for example, you're a more experienced leader, you're not going to want to try out all of your biggest, fanciest moves on the follower, because it's not going to be a fun experience for anybody, really. So most important thing is have fun. And that also means being aware of the level of your partner. When it comes to asking people to dance, no problem if you're a girl or a guy or a leader or a follower or whatever. Anybody can ask anyone to dance. And generally you want to say yes, unless you have, if you're tired or if you have an injury or if you're about to leave, or if you've promised to dance to somebody else, totally fine. Just explain and be polite when you're declining, because nobody really, I mean, at a certain point you don't care anymore, but be polite when you're doing that. And if you notice that you're not getting asked to dance like second dances, or for example, you're asking people to dance and you're not getting as many dances as you might want, you can think about, maybe is there something that you're doing that might be making it unpleasant for another person. For example, if you are a very strong leader and you're yanking your partner around, or if you're a strong follow and you're trying to self-lead, that can be not fun on the arms. It can hurt, and then it puts your partner in a bad mood, and they might not want to dance with you the next time. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You might not be aware that you're doing that. Another thing to think about, and this is especially for Maui, it goes back to the hygiene thing. In other like bigger cities, for the rest of the world actually, people are not as sensitive about this thing. But on Maui in particular, perfume and cologne tends to be something that people are more sensitive to. So especially if you're coming here to dance with us, or if you're here already dancing with us and maybe you don't know this thing about Maui, maybe just be a little bit considerate of how people's tendencies are here, and less is more, you know. So I think there are a lot of allergies or intolerances to things like that here. People are just more sensitive. So maybe essential oils or lights on the perfume or cologne if you have to, and even better, none. So you can be aware of that. And let's see, when you're on the dance floor, when you're out dancing, maybe try not to drink too much. Too much drinking makes your dancing bad, and it can be unpleasant for your partner. It might be fun for you, but not so fun for them. And that's when I tend to see people getting more into like aerials and tricks and things like that. Not at the club, at a social dance. Maybe if you're doing a performance, you want to do those things, but that could be dangerous for people on the dance floor. So we want to look out for each other, take care of each other, make sure everyone is safe and having a good time. Hope these tips helped you, and feel free to check out our Facebook group, Salsa Dance Lovers. We've also got an Instagram, Salsa Dance Lovers, and YouTube too. And if you'd like to see our lessons, Ellie Spivak and I've got lessons for you at www.salsadancelovers.com. Check it out. Aloha!